All right, guys. Welcome back. Squat strength. Tanner, owner, done. Anywho, let's get to one of my favorite subjects today, which is wildly uncomfortable for most men. Can't even lie about that. Leg day. Oh man, everybody hates leg day. That possesses pendulum-esque genitalia. I should clarify. Guys, I don't get it, man. There has been, for over 20 years, published literature about the fact that if you do resistance training, it's necessary to train your lower body. There's more than just the whole production of hormones and everything, but it helps you recover in other parts of your body. It gives you actual strength. I mean, dude, you can't walk around looking like a weeble wobby. Oh man, I'm all jacked up here. And you look like an NFL linebacker from the waist up, sure. But you look like Stuart Little's chicken orphan friend from the waist down. I haven't seen that movie in like 20 years, so I don't know if that's part of it. Anywho, yeah, come on, man. You guys got to train legs. You put on all this size, all this muscle, especially when you're on gear, to look big, to look scary, to look like you're a strong, independent guy. You don't. Dude, a hard wind blows, you're losing balance. You have no foundation. You have no trunks. You got no wheels. But let's backpedal a little bit. This can be fixed. Start training them, man. And for those of you that do, yes, it's fantastic. Dude, it is literally the whole thing that your body is built on. Your legs. They take you from point A to B. They stabilize you. They give you actual driving power through your lifts, through your day-to-day life. Not to mention, man, if you have strong legs, glutes, your whole posterior chain comes together. It's all tied together, man. It's very important for your spinal health as well. Not to mention, it's another day in the gym. That's a great thing, right? Stress release, selfies for the gram. I don't know. I don't really do the selfie thing anymore. I'm old now. But yeah, let's focus on legs today. All right. So I'm going to be watching the video on my laptop because this video's got to get edited. This is raw stuff. You don't fret about that. But we're going to start right on with some leg press. Mind you, yes, I am 6.5 feet tall, so my footing might be a little bit awkward, but I have to do what I can to set up properly. But, keep your chest up. Get that core inflated just like a squat on the way down. Ignore the small dog who's losing her mind back there. And you see the control on the eccentric. You see the depth. And getting that, just lengthening that muscle on the eccentric and just really tearing it up. That's what's really going to help you grow. That's what's going to get all the stimulus in your legs that you want to move. And then this goes for all movements. Stop doing this partial crap. Bench press, stopping a fist away. Oh, I stopped like 8 inches away, that way I can get more on there and press it. Shut up. It's not a real press. You're not moving. Anywho. Now, my goal on that video, in due time, I want to be kind of like, I believe it was C-Bomb when I was watching one of his workouts. I want my knees going into my pits, just pushing 10 plates like that. That'll take forever, especially because I run this ish natty. But maybe one day I'll get there and then I can get my knee replaced. It'd be great. All right, on to the next one. Doing some hamstring work with the barbell, RDLs. Not quite straight leg deadlifts. All right. So, a little bit more flexation at the knee than I really should have had, which actually you just see me make a micro adjustment for. All right, we're back on track. I shouldn't be looking over at the tripod, but I don't like filming myself in a situation like that. Head should have stayed forward more. I should have repped out more, but again, went back to do this just for the sake of movement and science. All right. Mind you, RDLs is my second to last workout. This past mesocycle, I focused on hack squats, and I was just pounding them away, just doing like myo reps, just dropping down, just absolutely obliterating myself. So for this 9 weeks, I'm focused on some heavier leg press and increasing my own range of motion. But I did, at the end of my workout, film a little what might be helpful for you guys if you have a hack squat machine, which that's one of my favorite pieces of equipment. It really is. Some are definitely made better than others. But I am not going to have any weight on this bar. That sled alone on this piece of equipment weighs 120 pounds. And now you see that I have yoga blocks propped on my shoulders. And you're probably thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? Well, beside the fact that I don't know. Actually, I get the cheap yoga blocks. They're soft. They don't dig into your shoulders like the more expensive cork ones, the ones you see at nice yoga studios where people are happy and zenned out using these blocks to prop themselves and, assist in their practice. These are little cheap $5 buggers from, I believe, Five Below. The cheap ones are better for this. They don't dig into your shoulder. They're not hard. Depending on your build, you can put them perpendicular to your shoulders. You can put them parallel. Whatever works best for you. Play around with them. And the reason for these, and I actually learned this from another fitness professional, it helps you get a higher range of motion, especially if you're on the shorter side of the spectrum. Again, I'm stupid tall. I still use them because when I want my arse touching my ankles, I need that extra few inches. Otherwise, I'm bottoming out on the track to really get that painful, horrendous, deep stretch. And mind you, I wasn't recording the first set of these. I'm getting used to the new remote and stuff. And having to do this the second time was not fun. That was really not fun. And actually, you can see me kind of dying there a little bit if you rewind the video and watch it. But yeah. So, guys, we got to train legs, man. We got to be hitting those. It's obviously one of the biggest muscle groups in your entire body. If you have an existing injury, if you've had, if you're somebody with very, very little cartilage and fluid left in your knee, if you're somebody with serious mobility issues, there are always alternatives to these more compound lifts. Hell, I used to be a power lifter. I don't even squat anymore these days. Once in a blue moon, if I'm feeling froggy and there's not better equipment available, if there is a Smith machine, preferably on a bias, on a pitch sled, I'll do some squats, but I don't go really above 225, maybe 250, which, considering, again, I'm over 300 pounds, it's not insane. Nothing like what I used to do. But, the reward for the risk to me is just not worth it when there's leg press available, which is fantastic. Depending on which company your gym has, they're not all created equal. But for the most part, most of them can put you in a nice little fixed position where your hips stay nice and square and you can keep your joints stacked properly. And ideally, the foot plate's wide enough for you to get a comfortable stance that feels good on your knees, feels good on your ankles, doesn't impinge the ball joints on your hips when you go back. That said, a lot of Planet Fitness, I can't use their leg press because the sled's like this wide. What am I supposed to do? Like little mini goblet squat type presses? Hell no. Get out of here. But yes, I would love to see more men putting equal effort into their lower body as they do their upper body. Again, man, for me, it's tied with shoulders for my favorite day, which is for most people insane because let's face it, legs are exhausting to train. They're quite grueling, and the soreness affects your day-to-day life sometimes when you overdo it, which I expect will be happening with me tomorrow because there was extra volume, junk volume, but volume nonetheless thrown into my routine today to get this content filmed. And you know what? You know what's terrible? I'm a sadist. I train it twice a week. Like I said, tied with shoulders and tied with the attention sinking from my small dog. Say hi. All right, guys. Well, if you have any questions, if you are having issues with form, you can always book a consultation with me on my website or give this a follow. If you ask any questions on whichever channel you're on, I'll do my best to reply. My personal video library is not that extensive to send you back little good clips of how to do it, but there are other people who I can send you to their content and direct you that way. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns, opinions, advice on what to do with a needy small dog, feel free to post them. Yeah, just a little snippet video today, something a little bit informative, giving you a little bit of insight, and hopefully motivating you chicken leg bastards to get in there and actually grow those trunks. All right. Cheers. Meow, little dog. All right. So I'm having to insert this in the video because I missed this point because I probably went on some tangents. But a lot of clients ask me, and I mentioned in my video, why the pre-exhaust the large muscles before your big movements? It's pretty simple, really. I want to pre-exhaust my quads, my hamstrings, my glutes. I want them not dead. I want them to have enough fuel to get through a workout. But I want them tampered down a little bit so I don't have to use as much weight on my big presses. So I'm at a lower risk for injury while still stimulating the muscle as much as I physically can in the session while being able to recover within a 72-hour period so I can hit it again. So I'm also not walking around wanting to use crutches or having to grab people for assistance if I stumble. But that's a great thing to add into your program if you are somewhere between the intermediate to advanced level. If you're a beginner, by all means, and when I say beginner, I mean within your first, usually 18 months, maybe 2 years of lifting, you want to focus on your compound, your staple movements, so to say, because that's where you need to be expending your energy and making sure you have the best form you can. And dude, we just went through my videos and I was, pretty much calling my own form kind of dog shit because it can always use work. There's always little things you don't realize or feel when you're doing the movement, and you see yourself record on. You're like, oh man, you thought that was good? Go back to school. Don't drop out this time. Don't party. Don't play beer pong. Don't go to that one haunted house with your friends and be the only one to escape. Anyway. Yeah, so want to touch base while we pre-exhaust, guys. There's a big reason for it. Get the most stimulus you can with the least risk involved. Dude, I'm a really large human being. I don't give a damn if those teenagers throwing up more weight than me. Because they're not doing a real movement. Two, dude, my joints, they're a one-time thing. Your joints, they're a one-time thing. Take care of them. You can overload your muscles and get great stimulus with light weights. Not light, it should be challenging. Somewhere in the 5 to 30 rep range is where it's proven to kind of all be equal playing field when it comes to hypertrophy. Hypertrophy. Jesus, that was bad. I'll probably want to edit that out so you can see that little moment of weakness. It happens. Anyway, this will go back in the video at some point. Toodles.